I think if it's a book about anything, it's really not a triumph over tragedy. It's not a health story. It's not a therapeutic book. It's a book that is about how, even in the pit, things are very funny, and that it is a mark of literature that inextricably, and it's funny that one should be saying this in the week when Howard Jacobson's excellent book has won the Booker, inextricably the sad and the funny are intertwined. And even when I could not see and I could not move because I kept having accidents which broke bits of me, or I was so heavily drugged that I quadrupled in size and had a fit, even when I couldn't move and couldn't see, something came to rescue me, and that something was words and was literature. And in the end, my sight has to some degree been delivered back to me. And that's a story about words, because I wrote an article about being blind for a very small Scottish literary newspaper with a very small circulation. The Times newspaper reprinted it, and someone with the same affliction read that article and got in touch with me. And she put me in touch with the one man in the world who operates on people like us. And I was the 15th person upon whom he operated. And what he did was cut my eyelids off, leave me for 6 months so that I didn't die of vascular crisis, and then hold my eyes open with a circumflex of tendon harvested from the backs of my legs. After which I got gangrene and nearly lost my legs, but that's another story. And not one probably about which I'll be writing, because there are better stories about monopods. And so that's me.
Fantastic. Could you tell me how it feels to be shortlisted for the Best First Biography Prize?
I feel fraudulent and like an imposter, because I think that a memoir, I don't think that I probably have the gifts of a biographer. I feel rather ashamed, I feel honoured and privileged and so on. And I've thought about this, and in one regard, perhaps it could be said to be a biography. And that regard is that my mother died when I was 9. She died by her own hand, and I have never properly mourned her. In order to mourn a person, they have to have had a life. And I suspect that in the cracks and crevices of this book, this may be a biography, not at all of me, but of my mother, and of my mother's only issue, which is me. Fantastic. So I'm very honoured, very surprised, and I feel unworthy and a bit silly.
Well, you shouldn't, and congratulations and best of luck for this evening. Thanks
very much.